In this video, you will learn 5 ways to build unshakable self-discipline. That is, being able to do the things that you know you should be doing to achieve your goals, even when you're tempted to do other things. Hi, I'm Divya. I'm a productivity coach, and I help solopreneurs to achieve their most ambitious goals 5 times faster. The word discipline, in fact, triggers ideas which are negative in nature. For example, you think of punishment, you think of severity, you think of strictness. However, discipline, research has found, is a very important factor that helps people to become more successful and happy in their lives. Because when you are more disciplined, you are able to lead yourself and lead others better. Not just that, it allows you to go ahead and achieve the results that you want in your life. That is, make your dreams come true. Discipline allows you to live your life intentionally. So let's look at what are the 5 ways in which you can become more self-disciplined. The first thing that you want to do is whatever area it is that you want to be disciplined in, make that practice easy to do. So for example, if you want to be more disciplined about waking up in the morning, make that waking up easy. For example, let's say you are used to waking up 8 o'clock in the morning and you ideally want to be waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning. Now, rather than saying that I will go from 8 o'clock to 5 o'clock in one go, make it a little easier by shifting it to 7:30 or 7 o'clock. So start by trying to wake up at 7 or 7:30 so that it's not a big difference from what you have already been doing. Another example is that when you have to do exercise, and if you haven't been doing exercise for a very long time, then there's a good chance that there is a lot of resistance in your mind. So what you can do is tell yourself that you're going to be exercising for 5 minutes every day. Make it so small and so easy that you cannot say no to it. If you say that you want to build the habit of reading on a daily basis, then make it that you will read 1 page every single day, or maybe it's 1 paragraph every single day. If you end up doing more, that's great, but the condition is that you need to do at least 1 page or work out for 5 minutes. You could be doing jumping jacks for 5 minutes. You could be doing spot jogging for 5 minutes. You could be walking for just 5 minutes. Decide whatever it is that you want to do and just do that for 5 minutes. And your focus should be to just continue that for the next 30 days. Start with just 1 week, then increase it to 2 weeks, and then to 1 month, so on and so forth. The second way is to remove temptations from your environment. Whenever you are trying to do something new which takes effort, your brain is going to resist it. Okay, and when the brain is trying to resist it, it'll look out for anything else which is easy to do, or it gives an immediate dopamine hit, gives a feeling of pleasure, which is the reason why whenever we are trying to do something difficult, we have a tendency to start looking through our phone, scrolling through social media, or starting to surf Netflix. And this happens for this exact reason, because every time we are checking Netflix and seeing those faces, or go to Instagram and see those likes, it gives us a dopamine hit. Dopamine is the hormone which gives you a sense of the good feeling that it gives you. So one of the first things that you must do whenever you're trying to do something new or build a new habit is to remove any temptations from your environment. So let's say that you are trying to focus on a particular project, or start off with a project which is difficult but also very critical. When you sit down to do that, before you sit down, you may want to shut down your phone or put it on silent mode and keep it away in a cupboard or in a drawer so that it is physically not reachable for you. Because even if you were to switch off all the notifications and if the phone was in your hand's reach, chances are very high that you will reach out for the phone the moment you start feeling a little stressed or a little bored. Similarly, if you are trying to get into the habit of cutting out sugar or not eating fried foods or any of the junk foods, then make sure that those temptations are not there in your environment. So you want to keep them, you want to stock your kitchen with healthy foods and not have any of the healthy foods available to you. You see, no matter how strong your willpower is, if you are going to be surrounded by chocolates and sweets while you're trying to cut out sugar, it is going to be almost impossible. So it's really about removing the temptations. Now, the third way that you can do this is to put yourself in the right kind of environment. For example, I participate in half marathons, right? So a lot of times people say that, oh wow, you're so determined and you're so disciplined, because I do have to, like when I need to go for long runs, I need to wake up at 4:30 in the morning on Sundays and go for my runs. While I'm generally not an early riser, I generally wake up by about 6:37 in the morning. However, I do bring myself to wake up at 4:30 in the morning and go for runs, and it's not because I have a very strong willpower. The reason I'm able to do that is because I have put myself in the right environment. So I have connected myself to a running group, and 1 or 2 days before the long run happens, conversations already start about the long run. So people are talking about how somebody is going for a 10-kilometer run or a 15-kilometer run or a 5-kilometer run or whatever it is. So when you are in that kind of environment, and when everybody else is doing the kind of things that you want to be doing, it becomes very easy to do that. On the other hand, if you are in an environment surrounded by people who are doing very different things in comparison to what you do, it is going to take a huge amount of willpower, which is also not going to be sustainable for you to do the things that you want to be doing. The fourth way for you to build self-discipline is to have a backup plan. The difference between winners and losers is not that winners have very strong willpower, but that winners have a backup plan. You see, life is going to happen to all of us. So no matter how well you plan, how well you schedule, there are things that are going to happen which are not predicted by you. So there may be emergencies, there may be sudden requirements, there may be, the fact that you may have fallen sick or somebody else in the family may have fallen sick, or there's a client who has an urgent requirement. So you may not be able to do the things that you had originally planned to do. And hence, if you try to set up a habit where you said that, every day 5 o'clock I'm going to be working on this, and on 1 or 2 days, you're not going to be able to do that because something came up, you need to have a backup plan. So what does a backup plan look like? Let's take a simple example of you trying to set a habit of working out, every day for half an hour at 5 o'clock. And when these emergencies come and you're not going to be able to do it at 5 o'clock, your backup plan is that for every workout that I miss, I'm going to be making up that time on another day, or I'm going to make up that time by splitting that time over the other days. Or it could be that on days that I'm not able to do my half an hour workout, I will do at least 10 minutes of jumping jacks or anything else, But even if it is in office, so it could be lunges, it could be squats or whatever, but I'm going to find a 10-minute window to do whatever it is that I can do. So having that backup plan is very important. So another could be, you are on a diet and you say that I'm not going to have sugar, and one day for some reason you have to break that. In which case, if you had a cheat day, which is on a Sunday you were allowed to have sugar, then on that day you would not have sugar instead. So having some kind of a backup plan allows you to keep moving forward despite all the things that life throws at you. And this is very, very important for us to stay consistent. The fifth way is for you to get yourself a coach or a mentor. Now, this is really very important, and a lot of people think that they don't need to have a coach, they don't need to, because that's too expensive. First of all, it need not always be very expensive. Secondly, when you have a coach or a mentor, that person is able to hold you accountable. That person is able to give you a system that you can follow to achieve your goals faster and make things easier for you. Now, personally, for example, I know that yoga is good for me. It is very, very beneficial for me, and I like doing yoga. But if it was left for me to do yoga every day on my own, I would not actually do it. And hence, I have enrolled myself to a yoga class. Okay, and so now I am accountable to somebody. It's not that somebody is going to scold me or somebody is going to pull me up if I don't turn up, but I'm answerable. Okay, and also knowing that there are another bunch of people who are also going to be doing this, and being able to share that with other people makes it easy for me to continue that process. Okay, and of course, one very important factor here is that if I was to do yoga on my own, I would constantly, I would get bored very easily, and after some time I would not really be making much progress in that area, and then I may check out YouTube videos or Google or whatever, but I'm having to take that extra initiative and still not probably getting the right path. On the other hand, when I have a mentor or a guide or a coach, he or she is able to direct me in the right direction. They are able to help me when I'm facing challenges. They are able to help me to get over obstacles. They are able to encourage me when I'm starting to feel disappointed. They will prevent me from giving up when I feel like giving up. So I can't tell you the importance of having a coach and a mentor. Now, we've spoken about the 5 ways, okay? But there's a very important sixth point that I want to tell you about, and that is self-compassion. You see, if you have set goals for yourself and you're working on becoming disciplined, that in itself is something that you need to pat yourself on the back for, because you're focused on your growth, and that's amazing. And you are deserving of love and respect. Treat yourself with love and respect. There will be times where you slip up, and it's okay. That's what happens to human beings. It just shows that you are human. Your job is to get back up and get back on track. And on at times when you're not able to do the things that you set out to do and you feel disappointed, just remind yourself that you're putting in the effort. Be kind to yourself. Be your own best friend. Think about it. If one of your best friends was trying to do things and face some obstacles along the way, were not able to do exactly what they had planned to do, would you be really hard on them? Would you actually say abusive things to them? You definitely will not. But most of us have a tendency to be really unkind to ourselves and let that little voice, start saying really mean, nasty things to us. Don't allow that little voice to do that, because you are deserving of love and respect, and a lot of love and respect, and you are deserving of achieving your most ambitious goals. And the only way to really do that is to be kind and compassionate to yourself. So, a quick recap of the 5 ways in which you can build unshakable discipline, self discipline, are these. The first one is to make it easy to do. The second one is to remove temptations. The third one is to put yourself in an environment where it becomes easy to do. The fourth is to have a backup plan. And the fifth is to get yourself a coach or a mentor. And of course, remember to be compassionate to yourself. I really hope this helps, and I hope you're able to put this into action and become your best version possible. And also remember that I do a masterclass which helps you to move from being a procrastinator to a super achiever. You'll find the link to that masterclass below. Make sure you join there. Thank you.